Studies confirm that principals are a key factor in whether students achieve and schools improve. In 2010, Illinois passed a bold plan that changed the requirements for earning a principal's license. The new rules are based on research on effective programs and require candidates to spend much more time in schools to gain hands-on experience. One of the inspirations was New Leaders' approach to preparing principals for Chicago.
What makes New Leaders unique and what allows us to prepare our candidates for leadership within our district is really the job-embedded training that we provide. In most university settings, learning happens in a classroom. At New Leaders, learning happens at schools with real-time challenges and real-time opportunities to address the needs of the students we serve, of the teachers that work in our school, and of the families that attend our schools.
Research shows that effective programs are very selective about their candidates. New Leaders accepts about 5% of its applicants. About 75% are people of color. Over the past 15 years, in partnership with the Chicago schools, the nonprofit organization has prepared more than 200 principals. Studies also show that having districts involved, after all, they're the customers, ensures that new principals meet their needs.
At schools led by principals trained in the New Leaders program, there's evidence that shows that those schools seem to transform a lot faster, and I believe it's because of the training and the resources that they're provided through those programs.
New Leaders begins with a cohort in the summer. Then candidates start year-long, paid residencies in the fall. The focus is not on managing buildings, but on improving instruction and school change, which research shows is a key component of effective programs. Mentor principals help to teach the ins and outs of the position.
I think that's just rewarding to see her flourish, to see her grow, to see her aha moments, to be here, and if there's a mistake, to be able to adjust it, and to learn and sit down and reflect on the learning experience. I think that's tremendous for her. I would have craved something like that walking in, and I didn't have that. And so really the reward is giving to someone else something I wish I had. So I didn't kind of like make some of those mistakes I made and have to recover from them alone.
Residents work with new leader coaches that provide them ongoing feedback and coaching support as they carry out their leadership responsibilities in their school, but also as they carry out the rigorous assignments that are part of the New Leader program.
But let's jump to the team leadership. I had a chance to sit in on your team's meeting this past week. So just from your high-level overview reflection, what did you think of the meeting? What went well?
The amount of reflection was really, for me, a proud moment because to hear a teacher really who fought me in the beginning about the idea of when students don't succeed, that as the teacher, I have a role in that.
Absolutely.
To hear her say, well, if this is my class data and I'm looking at this and these results are what they are, I have to look back at what I did. And for me, it was like, I wanted to cheer, but you know, it just seemed like a natural course of the conversation that I was happy to see that growth had happened.
I wanted to jump out of my seat on those parts as well, because I heard a lot of like efficacious engagement happening, which made me extremely proud knowing like the work that's been put in to get this team to that space.
The state is really emphasizing broadening the lens of a leader and looking at pre-K through 12th grade. And so for my experience with the residency, I have a strong sense of gratitude that I was placed in a high school given my elementary background. I think as a middle school teacher, given my experience, I didn't really do what 8th graders probably needed to transition into high school. So I think from this lens now and from this experience, when I get my own school as an elementary school principal, I really will put into place some of the steps that I know will help transition 8th graders into 9th grade.
I think I'm really good at cultivating relationship with my residents. They know that they can depend on me. They call me, they text me. My husband thinks they're like our children because I'm constantly either on the phone with them, I'm in the school with them, I'm on the email with them. I was just at her school like last week, and our mentor principal told me two things. Number one, that Falila has grown leaps and bounds in terms of developing this team. And then number two, Falila's team had the highest gains on their last interim assessment. So all of the work that we've been doing towards the team is really proven to have some results.
In high schools led by new leaders, trained principals, graduation rates are higher than the overall citywide rate. At the elementary level, schools led by new leaders, principals have prepared their students for the transition to new academic standards more effectively than other schools in Chicago.
Students are able to do anything that we put in front of them. But if we don't challenge them, they're never going to get the opportunity to rise to the occasion. It's that simple. And then as a teacher, it's like you reflect on, am I doing everything I can do? And then as a leader, am I providing the supports? Am I giving the professional developments that teachers truly need to be their best selves? Because they want to succeed too. So it's just this cycle of, if we learn how to treat each other and we learn how to communicate and we all have high expectations, but we support each other in that movement, we can transform the world.